I got flown out to Gamescom 2025 with my wife, Mrs. Stix, where we got to do sponsored showcases for several different games. Arknights Endfield, which is the topic of today's video, Honor of King's World, Do It Night Abyss, Neverness to Everness, so many different games that I actually had incredible experiences with. But today's video specifically is pertaining to Arknights Endfield. Now, I did get to meet multiple different content creators before, during, and after this event. Got to smack Genazad, Rexlin, Stiparu, and like I feel like over a dozen more. I got to take pictures with a bunch of them. I got to take pictures with tons of really cool cosplayers, dozens and dozens of fans. This was an experience unlike any other. But Arknights Endfield, I got to play several different hours of, and I had a lot of fun. I played the previous beta. I think I played 2 beta tests thus far, if memory serves, and admittedly, the version of the game that I played was not the version that had the altered dodge mechanic. Unfortunately, I was hoping that that would be the case, that I'd get to play the altered dodge, because there was some, I think, contention in the community with regards to whether or not it was good or bad, whether it was going to be a success or a failure, whether they were kind of like making the game more casual friendly and easier, or making it more basic. But the version we had at Gamescom did not have that mechanic present, or that refined or altered dodge present. What I got to play at Gamescom, and what all the content creators got to play at Gamescom, was, I think, the current, or the most recent beta build of the game. Now, we did get to play it in multiple different forms, on multiple different platforms, and honestly, I can say with utmost certainty, this game, it is really fucking good. Like, so let me tell you a little bit about the event first. I was reached out to by the community manager, asked if I wanted to participate in a large event that had certain different content creators come up onto stage, each with their own individual host, and then talk about various aspects of the game, showcase various aspects of the game. I said, sure, I would love to. I've never been to Gamescom before. This is an opportunity that I really genuinely did not want to pass up. So I agreed. I went to the booth. I got to meet the community manager. Incredibly chill dude. Seriously, like that guy is he was a blast to be around. Introduced me to all the other content creators, some of the Arknights content creators. He got me tons of really awesome pictures with cosplayers. He was without a doubt one of the coolest community managers that I've ever met, and he and several members of their team were very passionate. They love the game. They want nothing more than the game to succeed, and they are partnering and communicating and integrating content creators into every step of the stage of development of the game. And but by that I mean, like, they want content creators to consume the content that they are making and altering, provide them feedback, and then showcase it either to their fans or to their communities. And that is what essentially each of us got to do up on stage. They invited us up. Now, let me tell you how it was from my perspective. They invited me up. They had me showcase the crafting. They had me showcase a boss battle. They had me showcase the gearing system, and then the factory system. Admittedly, I mean, if y'all have been watching me for any length of time, you know I don't really like crafting all that much. And that's because at the end of the day, I would rather pay people to craft for me than to have to craft things on my own, because it's just horrifically boring. But the factory allows for you to essentially set up a lot of auto crafting, so you don't really have to do much. There's just like that initial step where you have to craft the various different machines in the factory, and then get the materials, and then link them all up so the materials go back to the base, and the factory can then start auto crafting, auto dismantling, auto converting, and everything, and then auto transitioning, or auto transferring rather, the materials into your storage. So it just takes, you literally just have to do this a few times and it's all over. So I'm perfectly happy with that. Before we go any further, I do want to take a moment here to thank all of my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, and I genuinely cannot thank you all enough for the support. They had me up there showcasing everything. They asked me to go fight the Trollololololol boss fight, and that was admittedly a little challenging. My Levitane, my Surtur, my Goddess, she did die, and admittedly that's because I did not know what to expect from the boss fight. But man, did I have a ton of fun up on stage. Did I have a ton of fun going backstage? Did I have a ton of fun standing there with all of the cosplayers? This game is incredible. This game is by far, without a shadow of a doubt, my most anticipated upcoming gacha game. There are a couple games out there: Arknights Endfield, Chaos Zero Nightmare, and now that Do It Night Abyss actually removed the gacha from their game, Do It Night Abyss. And I guess you also count Azure Familia, Ananta, Neverness to Everness as well as gacha games that I'm really excited for, all of them. But Arknights Endfield is my number one. This game right here is a huge Arknights fan. This game right here is where it's at for me. This game, the combat was incredible. The gacha is actually very free to play friendly for the most part. The characters, I do not like Albert. I think I'm going to reiterate this forever. Not a fan of Albert. I think the characters are fantastic. I got to actually play as every character in the beta this time, or in the demo that I got to play at Gamescom this time. I finally had Ember and Levitane both, and oh my god, the trailer they showcased at Gamescom though, I was so disappointed because the trailer showcased that new cute like fox character, and I asked them, hey, is that character playable in this demo, and they said no. So that was kind of disappointing to me, honestly. But either way, I don't think I have a single issue with any facet of Arknights Endfield. I think this is by far the most promising upcoming gacha game. I think every aspect of this game is at the pinnacle of the genre. I think that with some refining, this could be a competitor for one of the best AAA quality gacha games of 2026. Now, I don't quite know why people are upset with the dodge mechanic. I really haven't taken the time to necessarily learn why that is, but I'm the kind of person that is happy with turn-based gachas and action gachas. With tower defense games, strategy games, with open world games or instance games, I'm happy with perfect dodges, minimal dodges, no dodges whatsoever. Like, at the end of the day, I am happy with any kind of game as long as the game is fun, has a good story, good graphics, good combat, good character designs. And honestly, I really don't think they can do anything to the dodging in Arknights other than putting it on a horrible cooldown that would really deter me from playing or enjoying it. Now, I could be wrong. They could take me totally by surprise here and ruin it entirely. I'm not entirely sure, but at the same time, I have a lot of hope for Arknights Endfield. I got to talk to the community manager in quite a lot of detail about the game, its development, the progress they've made, their plans for the future, everything. These people love their game, genuinely love their game. They know Arknights Endfield is going to do well. They have absolute faith in not only their game, but also in the content creators covering it. They know who to fly out. They knew who to contact. And honestly, who to contact was pretty much anyone. Like, I didn't need to be flown out there. Genizad didn't need to be flown out there. The people, the content creators that were on stage. Actually, I don't even think, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it was Genizad, myself, and then there was Sweetly, and like 2 or 3 other people. And I also met Sweetly. I know I didn't mention her at the beginning, but super friendly, incredibly nice person too, by the way. And I don't think genuinely they needed to fly out anyone in specific, because everyone, I think, would agree that this game is or has a lot of great features and is incredibly refined as a game. I mean, I'm sure people will find faults with various different aspects of it, like they do with Genshin, like they do with ZZZ, like they do with Wuthering Waves, like they do with Nikke or the OG Arknights, but at the end of the day, this game has so many positives going for it that I think it vastly outweighs the negative. And ultimately, My experience at Gamescom 2025 with Arknights Endfield, with the hours I got to spend on stage, with the hours I got to spend with other content creators, and the hours I got to spend talking to the community manager, have done nothing but reinforce how much I love this game, how much faith I have that this game is going to be an absolute banger of a game, but also that the devs, they are incredibly passionate. They are receptive of player feedback to an extent. They seem to know exactly what they're doing. They have a lot of funding to make what is arguably one of the best looking, polished upcoming gacha games. And they really don't need to convince people that they are this big and that they are this good, because the majority of people have already been convinced. This was probably the best beta I'd ever played of a gacha game. Not this demo, but the beta that I played before the demo, like months ago. And honestly, I thought that the game was pretty much ready to release back at the end of the beta. And I'm genuinely surprised that they haven't decided exactly when, like, the specific date for release. But what I do know is they're inching ever closer to it, and they definitely have an idea of when they want to release. And that is, I think, more than we could hope for, because at this point in time, like, all we can do is hope that it's soon. There's a reason people are calling this Arknights Endfield. Again, though, my experience at Gamescom was phenomenal, and I cannot thank Hypergriff enough and the community manager himself enough for providing me this opportunity, and at the same time for being so open, trusting, kind, and compassionate and welcoming to content creators, because y'all really didn't have to. And also being able to get up on stage and talk about and play a game like this in front of thousands of people was mind-blowing. Something I never thought I'd be able to do, and something, who knows, maybe I'll never be able to do this ever again. I don't know. But given ultimately I did for 7 different games in total at Gamescom, I'm hoping 2026 is equally as fulfilling and equally as rewarding. I also hope that Arknights Endfield is equally as enjoyable as other more recent games like Wuthering Waves in 2026. This right here is going to be the next big gacha. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment, so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.